Talk with Tyson Bryden. Come on for the ride. We'll take you inside. Non-stop rock talk. It's non-stop rock talk with Tyson Bryden. Come on for the ride. We'll take you inside.
Welcome to Nonstop Rock Talk. I'm your host, Tyson Bryden. It gives me great pleasure to welcome to the show today singer Zinny Zan and guitarist Harry Cody. Gentlemen, welcome. How are you both doing?
Good. Thank you. Thanks for having us, Tyson.
It's a pleasure. I've been looking forward to this. As a fan of Shotgun Messiah since I think getting the first tape all those years back. So I was pretty excited to see that you guys were working together again.
That's exactly how old we are when you're saying tape again.
I know.
I love those cassettes back then. Fantastic.
Well, at least I didn't say 8-track, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys, this is the coolest thing, especially in Canada, because we never got this version of this album.
Wow. That's a while ago.
That is so cool. That is so cool. I hunted that down a few years back, and I mean, I have both of them. Of course, I've got this one as well. But
all right, there you go.
And the people were only audio, so the people at home can't see that. But I was just putting up the Kingpin album, Welcome to Bot City, and then the Shotgun Messiah. Before we begin, I'm kind of curious, when you guys came to the States, did they want you to change the name of the band, or did you guys change it?
We were told by the vice president of the record company that there was a rockabilly band up in San Francisco named the Kingpins, and they foresaw a lawsuit coming down the turnpike. So they said, if we were you, we'd change the name. So we went ahead and did it, especially since the guy from the record company, Cliff Cultreri, he came up with the name.
Yeah.
As soon as he suggested it, Shotgun Messiah was like, yeah, that's got the ring to it. That's a really cool name. So
it is a cool name. I will not deny that. It is a great name. But anyways, before we discuss the release of this brand new album, which is entitled Beautiful and Damned, to be released July 24th via Frontiers, I think the most obvious question here is, and I'm sure you guys doing interviews have been asked this, is how this all came to be after 30 plus years.
Well, we've been in talks for years back. You know, we have about birthdays. How are you doing? You know, all good. This and that. What are you up to? You know, Merry Christmas. And you know, since Harry lives in the U.S. and I live in Sweden. So that's been going on for years, and I think I popped the question one, you know, not too long ago, and said like, would you mind, you know, playing some guitar? And he said yes. Then I thought like, hell no, he can't play a guitar on because first I thought that I would, you know, have Harry maybe play on one song for me or so. Then I go like, hell no.
Yeah.
Why would he do that? And if we should do something, and then I just thought in my head that we should do something together. And I asked Harry, would you? And he goes like, well, let's see, let's try, let's see what we have. Let's throw a few riffs and songs back and forth. And he had a few, and I had a few, and then we start collaborating. And you know, the proof is in the pudding. You know, the Beautiful and Damned is there. Yeah. And it sounds easy, and it really was. It was there again. You know, we didn't have, there was no hard birth for any song. It was really, really just going along.
Very painless process. We just clicked, as we always did. Musically, we have the same influences, and we have the same goals. So there was no sparring back and forth. It was kind of like, yes, and how about this? And before you knew, we had an album's worth of songs.
So you're in Sweden, Zinny, and Harry, you're in LA. So you
Correct.
guys were just sending ideas back and forth with each other? Were you like using Zoom calls or anything like that in terms of?
No, just regular old person phone calls
Nice.
and the internet, sending sound files back and forth. And it was just a modern kind of thing, but I don't need to look at him while we're talking, and he certainly doesn't need to look at me when he's talking. So no Zooms, just old fashioned, hey, how you doing kind of a thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's funny. I my full-time job, I just came home from work. A kid, he's probably 21 years old, and I was telling him that I was going to be talking to you guys, and I played the Explorer for him. And he's a musician, he's a singer, and he's in an up-and-coming band, and he's on Spotify. And he was like, what the hell is that? He's like, it just blew him away. He thought it was amazing. Thought it was just like
Very
the
cool.
coolest thing.
Very cool.
Ain't that funny? The recording so many years ago, and still people talking about Explorer. That's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, it's the same for me. I've been in the studio before when I met these guys, when I met Tim and Harry and Styx, and I went down to the studio first to audition for them, when they were Kingpin. And I would listen to the songs and this and that, and it was fantastic. And while we were recording the album, when I got the job as a singer, when he did some things for the Explorer, I just asked Harry, because he was sitting in a small booth. And I was asking, do you mind if I come in? Because I was sitting outside there at the control board, and I'm like, what the fuck is that guy doing? Because sometimes you heard the guitar like gurgling or whatever. And I was like, and I played with an amazing guitar player. I played with Key Marcello for some years, and he's a very good guitar player.
Yeah.
But I have never heard anything like what he did on that. And I just, I need to see what the hell is going on in there. And it's funny that you say your son loved it. Still that song, that piece is still so alive today, so many years after.
Yeah. And he wasn't familiar with the band.
No.
And he loves, this kid's 21 years old and he loves Guns N' Roses. That's his main influence. And I just thought, so I've been introducing him to more of the more obscure stuff and saying, here, check this out, man. Like if you like GNR, I think you're going to like some of this stuff, because it's not as accessible 30, 40 years later, right? Unless you go looking for it, right?
Yeah, true.
Because back in those days, it was so prominent, like it was exposed to us, you pick up Metal Edge magazine and everybody was in it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So it's kind of cool that the kids are grasping onto this. Harry, do you ever play that?
Only to keep my chops alive. It's a very good workout, so I do play it from time to time, but I haven't played it live ever, I think.
Wow.
We never played it out with Shotgun Messiah because it just felt so much like my showpiece, and I'm not really, I want to be part of a rock band. I don't want to be the Guitar Hero guy and just have this thing, this spotlight on me for 5 minutes straight with nothing else going on. I like rock songs. I like rock bands. I wanted to be a part of that. So no, never played it live, but yeah, I still play it at home whenever I need to keep my chops alive.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Which brings me to this album and your guitar playing. Here we are, 30, 40 years later. Did you bring, like, going into the album, I mean, we all evolve. So you want to bring what you know now into it. Was that big for you, or were you thinking more along the terms of the songs themselves?
You have to stick within the format of the songs. If it doesn't work with the song, what good is it? So the song comes first, but then, of course, all of my influences in the meantime, like 30 plus years, that does come into play. And I have a looser style now, I'd say. I'm a little bit more spontaneous, especially on the first album. Everything was worked out to a T because I wanted to prove myself. You know, we're a small band on the other side of the planet. We want to make an impact. Everything has to be just so. But now I embrace, especially in the era of auto tune and Pro Tools and everything, I embrace having a few mistakes in there just to make it feel alive.
That's cool.
So I have a much looser approach than I used to, but hopefully it still shreds, you know?
It does. I mean, I was listening to it today, and it is a fantastic album, by the way, guys. I am.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And what I love about it is you hear the elements of what you guys had done in the past, but it sounds fresh, and it sounds what it should sound like in 2026.
Excellent. Mission
Good,
accomplished.
thank you. Mission accomplished. Yes.
Yeah. So I take it that's kind of how you guys were looking at it.
There was
Well-
no conscious thought, really. You can, please, Zinny, help me out here. I'm just
No, but just like you said, there was no conscious thought about it at all. We just see like, okay, let's see, do we have it still? You know, we haven't played for 35, 36 years together. And we said, let's try some songs. And we were ping-ponging back and forth with those things. And it just came the way it came. And like Harry says, we come from the same school when it comes to rock music, when we grew up and so on and so forth. And we both like to not be like anyone else style-wise and try to find our own thing. And it just seemed that it still worked. So there was no master plan whatsoever, more than let's try and see if we still can do this together. And it was like Harry said, it was absolutely no pain whatsoever, painless, easy, and it just came about.
nothing contrived about it, no plan, no, let's
No.
make it sound today. That's just whatever came out is just an amalgam of all our influences.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Now, was a record done and you sent it to and shopped it to Frontiers, or did they come to you guys?
No, we shopped around.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was curious about that because I mean, the demographic with Frontiers a lot is that they go to artists and say, hey, what you guys would you think about putting this back together and doing this? But I think that's amazing that you guys shopped it.
Yeah, there was no outside involvement in us getting back together. It was just Zinny calling me up and saying, hey, you want to do something? And I said, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like Harry said, we were again, first of all, the best thing is we haven't played together for so many years, and we didn't want to have any focus on us. So we were very, very hush-hush about it. I didn't talk to, I had like 4 people maybe who knew about this for a very long time. And one was a guy who's now playing drums with us, Björn Höglund, because he helped us out with a little drumming here and there and things like that. And I told him as well, don't say anything to anyone, because we never knew how it's going to turn out. And then it was good because we worked in peace. There was no, wonder what's happening now. All of a sudden we have an album there, and then we could talk about it. So it was a good plan. That was the only plan we had, I have to say. It was like not saying anything to anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it caught me by surprise when the single came. And I was like, what is this? This is awesome.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
That's so nice.
you guys
Very
did a
nice.
great job of keeping it quiet, which I think is amazing. Sometimes in rock music, those things that come out of nowhere, especially today, of things that excited you that you wanna listen to, when they come out of nowhere, it's really an amazing thing. And I think
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of people excited about it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it seems that way, and so far so good. The single has been, people have been taking it to their hearts, and amazing, really, really nice.
Yeah.
Because again, you never know. There's talks, but the Shaka Messiah this, Shaka Messiah that, so many years back, and you never know. We know that we think that what we do, we like it, but will the audience like it out there? And apparently they do, and that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's cool. Now, in terms of the songs themselves, I mean, there's some really interesting titles. Are you guys okay to talk about some of them?
Absolutely.
All right, cool. We might do the whole album. It all depends how you guys feel about it. The lead off track, Sever, which starts off the album, as I said, I'm curious about the line. You say surrender, I say sever. What does that mean? And you're like, what exactly does that mean?
Means the song is from the perspective of someone very paranoid. He sees the world going to hell around him, and his solution is to cut out all the things that he thinks are wrong. So sever, amputate, get rid of it. And you want me to surrender to this world? I say no. I say
Ain't gonna happen.
sever.
That's brilliant. I love that. That's so good. Because I saw the title and I was listening to it and I was like, what? Well, thank you for explaining that, because I had no idea. I wasn't really understanding what you were trying to convey there. So that's great.
Yeah. I want to leave a lyric open to interpretation. So it's, I'm fine with people putting their own meaning into it. That's how songs become personal. That's how you take them to yourself. So,
yeah, that's so true. I am the shit. That intro sounds like it's classic. It's almost classic Shotgun Messiah, but it's got that modern take, as I mentioned. And there's some condensation to that, maybe arrogance or maybe confidence, like I am the shit. Tell me about the thinking behind that lyric. And I love how it flows between the verses. It's really got this ballsy feel to it.
Oh, thank you. Well, I am the shit. It comes a time in your life when you're as old as I am, when you don't give a shit what people think about you. I don't have to explain myself. I don't have, I know what I know. I know what I can do and what I can't do, and so on. And, I feel pretty good about myself. I feel pretty good about it. And that's all there is, and having a good time, cruising. I'm a highway star and having a great time. And looking back a little bit, I'm singing about Shotgun Messiah there as well. And it's just, I'm in a good place, so got nothing to prove. I'm just having a great time. And of course, a little bit, you want to be that one, I am the shit, because someone is going to fucking hate that.
I love that. It's so true, though. It is so true. And that's why I say, like, is it a confidence thing or is it an arrogance thing? Because, as we do get older, and I find that myself, you kind of like, you know what, I'm in a good place and I feel this way, so.
Yeah.
So I totally get that. Ride or Die. And I love the classic opening riff. There's a reference to being sick of a few things, but how does that work in conjunction with riding or dying?
It's about standing by your friends no matter what. So, the world, once again, I guess there is a theme. The world is not looking good, but you and I, we're cool. We are ride or die. So when it feels like no one else has your back, you can trust me to have your back.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. That makes sense. Now this is a good song, Suffer City. And this one's slow and a little dark. And I love how it moves. It builds nicely. And I guess it falls with a line about a broken heart. So I would assume this is this sort of like a relationship thing? Is this I'm in Suffer City or whatever else you might be going through?
Yeah, I had a kind of a dark period some years back because my then fiancée or girlfriend and the woman, the mom to my two kids that I have, she died.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
And well, she committed suicide.
Oh, man.
Well, yes. And that is an absolute horrible thing to go through. And I didn't know what to do with myself, honestly, because I never, and I very much hope that no one will experience that ever. But I did. And I didn't know what to do with myself with it. So that one is just straight from the heart. It's no like I miss you or anything like that. It's very, very honest. And I had this one as a embryo. I liked it very much. And when me and Harry started talking about, sending songs over, I was hesitant in the beginning because I was like, I would not push this over on him. But I did. And I said that this means a lot to me. And Harry did an absolute amazing job with the arrangement and the solo there. It's that solo speaks just as much as my words. And I was extremely happy when Harry came back and he said, well, how about this? And I was, there was tears in my eyes. So yeah, that's about loss, about love lost and people lost close to you.
Well,
Yeah, the honesty in that song just hit me straight in the heart. So it came to me what I needed to bring to the song, and I think that's one of the highlights of the album for me personally.
yeah, when I was listening to it, because it takes a direction change, right, in the album.
Mm-hmm.
So it's serious, and
it is.
I mean, now when I listen to it, I'm going to have a different feeling on it, and it's having that more of a meaning. So those are songs that hit you. You know what I mean? Like, especially knowing the premise of something like that. So, hey, thank you for sharing that, and I'm going to listen to it differently now.
Okay.
All right. She walks with violence. Now that sounds like a woman you want to stay away from, and she will. And it says she will cut your throat. No, I'm
We've
like,
all fallen in love with the wrong person, and this is it in spades. And I kind of pictured an Angelina Jolie type when she plays an assassin.
Yeah.
It's someone so beautiful and so dangerous, and you can't help yourself. Like, you should stay away, but what are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
I know. And there's a line in there where you love her, right, Zinny, as you're singing.
Yeah.
And I love her, it says. So I mean, you kind of get the premise of it. I mean, that she walks with violence, and you're like, you kind of want, as I said, when you see some of these titles, you want to immediately listen to them because you're already in your mind. You're like, okay, what's this going to be? And what's this going to sound like? I always love that when you take the back of a record and you look at the song titles and you're like, oh, I want to hear what this is. Cause this is interesting.
Yes.
So, okay. So Damn is the first video and single. And I guess, would you guys say this is probably the most closest to what Shotgun Messiah? It sounds like Shotgun Messiah.
I don't know.
I don't have that kind of distance to it, since we're both in Shotgun Messiah.
Yeah.
So we're on the inside looking out.
Good point.
Yeah. It's probably harder for me and Harry to say it. That's we leave it up to you guys. But it's a great song, and then we think all the songs on the album is great. But and to be honest, I never once thought like back to the first album. Well, I did once, and that is a solo that Harry did when he paid homage to one of the songs that we have on the first album, and I loved it. And I texted Harry and I go like, God, I love when you do this thing here, because that's just a thing for the fans, and I see it already. People are writing about it, and they go like, oh, did you hear that Harry did this thing from Nervous on this song? So that was cool. But other than that,
Easter egg for the fans.
Yeah, exactly. Fantastic.
I think Nervous might be my favorite song on the first album. It's one of my favorite.
Excellent.
I love that song. It's such a good tune.
So do I. I love it too. It's a fantastic song.
Do you guys do you ever go back and listen to that album?
Every few years. And I have different reactions depending on my mood and where I'm at in life. So during one period in the 90s, when I listen back to it, it sounds like complete cacophony to me, because we had this mixing theory, everything louder than everything else. Yes. So, we tried to get the maximum drum sound, and then the maximum bass sound, and the maximum guitars on top of that. So, and then I listen back to it and I go, wow, this was really good. And right now I'm at a point where I'm so proud of all the Shotgun stuff, especially the first one is such a good debut album. I'm so proud of it. And thank you, Zinny, for showing up, because God knows what would have happened had we not found you. So
I remember.
Thank you. The very same. I was in a position when I had been in New York for almost a year trying to find musicians to play with. And I came back home and I got this call and these guys from Skövde in Sweden, and I didn't think anything. And I hear 2 or 3 songs and I go like, what the hell is this? It was absolutely fantastic. And, things that you only like dreamt about. So it's the same for me, Harry. I didn't know what to say. I thought that this is absolutely it. It was love at the first hear. And then Tim and Harry came up to Stockholm and we hung and we, tried some stuff out before I went down to the studio. And it was fantastic. And like you said, the album, it took a long time for me before it took maybe 10 years. So somewhere around the late 90s, I listened to it again. And then it's been, every now and then, and it's a great album. And for the time when it came, no one sounded like us.
Yeah.
And we didn't, we didn't even think about it. We just did what we did, and it was do or die from day one. We woke up, ate, slept, and it was Shaka Messiah. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my story, I told you I had that album on cassette initially. And it was through, do you guys remember those record clubs that they had?
Yes.
Like Columbia House?
Yep.
So me and my buddy, my parents wouldn't let me subscribe because they didn't want me committed to this. I was like 15 or 16. So me and my buddy shared an account. So I went through, I think one of the rock magazines, it might have been Circus or Hit Parade or whatever it was. And they had, like, the Canadian Columbia House didn't have titles like Shaka Messiah and Pretty Boy Floyd and Babylon AD, Mr. Big and stuff like that. So I went through the US from the US magazine and put all these titles in there. And I wasn't sure if I was going to get them. And sure enough, lo and behold, and I think most of them did come from the US because if I recall, the Shaka Messiah tape was, most of the time in Canada, most tapes were black, like the actual cassette was black, and this one was white. So usually the States had like clear cassettes or white, or it was different than in Canada. I guess it all depended on the pressing, right, of who distributed it. So that was like so I remember putting it on for the first time, and I had seen one of the videos. We had Much Music up here. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Much Music.
Yep.
It was like our MTV, right?
Yes.
So anyways, we had a thing called the Power Hour, and they played one of the videos initially, and I was like, I have to get that because this is so cool. so that's my initial Shotgun Messiah story of how I kind of discovered the band.
Cool.
Yeah. So, and here we are 30 years later, still talking about it. So I think that's amazing. So getting back to the album, Let's Be Heroes. This might be my favorite track so far. Harry, I love that opening guitar sequence solo. That sounds so great. And Only Be Heroes for Just One Day. That's kind of like the Bowie thing too, isn't it? I think Bowie.
Absolutely.
Right.
The lyrics is a homage to David Bowie.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a great song. And then the title track, which is Beautiful and Damned. This one builds nicely too. And it almost has like an 80s like U2 bass kind of feel to it. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but that's kind of what I got from it. It's like ear candy, and I love the guitar work. It fits well. And that guitar solo fits perfectly within the song itself. Harry, it's a great job on that. Do you guys have any thoughts on that one?
Well,
just like you said, the guitar solo there is absolutely fantastic.
It is. Yeah.
The way Harry did it, because when I worked with it in the beginning a little bit, I had one thing in mind, and Harry saw where I was going, but thought that, hey, we have a couple of songs like that already. So Harry tried to do something else with it. So he said, how about this? And he came with the verse things and all those. and stripped it down, like you said, you call it a little U2-ish, you say.
Yeah.
But the whole thing, where he's doing almost a little Steve Stevens guitar thing and everything, I absolutely loved it. Absolutely. I didn't hear that in the beginning at all. And that was all Harry coming up with that. And way cool. And I like how we have the verses pretty cool there until you just step up to the chorus. And then the solo, of course. So no, it's a very nice tune.
My wife had been listening to a whole lot of Cure, so I had that
okay.
chorusy, semi-dirty guitar in mind, kind of plucky. Steve Stevens does the same kind of thing. I've never committed anything like that to tape before, so I thought this would be a good opportunity. This would make this song different from the others, and so that's my little tip of the hat to Robert Smith and Steve Stevens. Thanks for the sound.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and then I would say tip of the hat to Teresa. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And you, maybe I just heard the U2 thing, and that was the first thing that I was thinking of. But now that you mentioned the Cure, it makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I never heard Harry doing anything like that before either. So I was very positively, I was like, wow, what have you done with this? And it worked out so good.
Yeah. And I mean, I love Steve Stevens too. I mean, he's phenomenal player.
Brilliant guitar player.
Yeah, brilliant. Now, Bad Mad Man, this one has almost like a blues element to that guitar-wise stuff. And I love this intro. But the structuring on this one, it seems like it could almost be a challenge where you kind of had to build layers on it as you're kind of recording it, because there's not like a straight drum track, and it's really cool.
It was... I had in mind a chain gang chant where one solo singer says one thing and then everybody else chimes in with a response. So it's, phrase response throughout the song. And you're bang on about it being bluesy, because the lyrics have that crossroads at midnight kind of sell your soul to the devil feel to it. So yeah, those are my influences: chain gangs and old-timey blues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once again, Zinny's voice is perfect for it. So
yeah. So did you like recording it? Like, how would you just start with a click track on that kind of thing and then building it? And
a click track and multiple samples of stomps and hand claps for the drums, because it does, like you noticed, it does not have traditional drums on it.
Right. Yeah.
And then I just layered a whole bunch of backing vocals, like all of the response stuff. That's like 12 tracks of me just shouting in different pitches and stuff, trying to make it sound like a bunch of chain gang workers.
Love that, man. That's so cool. And Zinny, what did you think of that when you had first initially
I absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I think that, again, we have songs like She Walks with Violence, Suffer City stands out a little bit, and so does Beautiful and Damn. But this one stands out even more. It's just like She Walks with Violence. It stands out from the album, and we needed that. And I love, these down dirty things and bluesy, and when it comes to the chant thing, I'm a sucker for those things. So I really like it. I'm this, I'm like that Hangman Jury from Aerosmith, the Permanent Vacation.
Oh, I love
thing.
that song. That's such a cool song.
Yeah. So I got the same vibes. So when Harry came up with this one, I was like, whoo. And I don't know if I recall it right, Harry, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were talking with the record company and they wanted a plus song for something for the Japanese, Japan or whatever.
Yeah,
and I think
usually
that Harry had it in mind there for it in the beginning, but it turns out so bloody good that we said, hey, we have to have this on the record, on the album.
That's too good a hook to just use as a bonus track for some select markets. So it ended up on the album.
Wow. So did you end up having to give them a Japanese track?
I believe we did. I think we might have done a remix of one of the other album tracks for those markets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Now the last song, Tear It All Down. This one kills. It's a great song. Great way to end the album. The midsection changes super cool and builds into that chorus. What are your thoughts on that one, guys?
It's basically a Zinny song, so you talk about it.
Well, it's just a plain. I don't know. It's just a plain rock song, and it's a little bit in those early Kiss vein, you know.
Yeah.
Tear it all down.
I love that.
So it is very much an 80s song, to be honest. I think that Harry saved it quite a lot there, but it's just a rock and roll song, and I liked it very much, and I would, had a good feel for it.
Yeah.
Compositionally, it would have been perfectly at home on the first Shotgun album, so I feel that it helps tie in with our past.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is kind of a random question. What do you guys listen to or play now? If you're at home listening to stuff.
I don't listen to much of anything for fun, or I don't sit down and study stuff. I let music hit me where it comes. It's like usually I end up listening to whatever my wife wants to play in the car. Me being, when I'm working, I'm loud. I want silence when I'm not working. So I'm home from the office. I just like peace and quiet.
Yeah.
So
well, it's so much alike there. That's funny that you say that, Harry, because I used to be the one that, listen here and there and, what's new in this. The latest 10 to 15 years, to be honest, when something comes around, whatever, if I'm in a restaurant or if I happen to hear something on the radio or a friend calls me up and say, hey, have you heard this band? They're kind of cool. Could be in your vein, whatever. But otherwise, I tend to sometimes at home listen to classical music just because it keeps me cool and calm. And so I have that on every now and then, even when I eat sometimes and so on, but nothing really that I'm not a big listener either.
Yeah.
It's an occupational hazard because we've been doing it for so long that if we listen to other bands or other artists in the same general genre, we dissect it. We don't hear it as a complete song coming at you. We listen, oh, there's the drum track. I bet they're going to go into a pre-chorus right about now. And usually we're right about those things. But so we don't hear it as layman anymore. But of course, it's always super exciting when a friend calls up and say, you gotta hear this. Like it's now, it's been a few years, but Starcrawler, is that what they're called, out of Los Angeles, with a chick singer that was phenomenal. It was one of those things where someone said, you need to hear this band, and I did, and I hear the same type of attitude, although the music is different, but the attitude stays the same. So yeah, sometimes we listen to stuff, but mainly when we do, I guess we're looking farther away than our own genre. Classical was a great example of that, and I've been listening to a lot of Tom Waits since the late 90s because, once again, I can't predict where it's going, so I don't dissect it. I enjoy it like I used to enjoy music.
Yeah.
Wow. That's good to know. Now, I'm curious, Harry, about your guitar setup now. I am sure it has changed since you were in Shotgun Messiah.
Massively. My lower back told me that I should look into digital amp modeling rather than a 40-pound Marshall head. So I use Fractal. I have an AM4, which is looks like a stomp box, but it's amp simulations. Sound fantastic.
Yes.
That's what you're hearing on the entire album is my Fractal Axe-FX 3. So I'm firmly in the digital realm now.
A buddy of mine has that same unit. I'm a guitar player and I use the Hughes and Kettner. I just bought it last year. It's all in one on the floor. It's like, and now I look at everything else and I'm like, do I really want to take that? Because I want to use this thing, right? Like, it's just amazing how It's just, and once you get it honed into the way you want it to sound, you're like, I don't know why. I wish I had this 20 years ago.
Yeah, but I still have speaker cabinets on stage because
Yeah, I do.
I can't do the just in ears silent
same.
stage kind of thing. I need to
Air.
feel the air move
air.
behind
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
It's still got to be rock and roll. So
Yes.
yeah, and I'm the same. I still use a cabinet because of that air movement and have my monitor. I can't use the in-ears. Because I guess I'm stubborn that way a little bit. I like to feel my guitar.
Yes.
So that's
the fun.
Exactly. I mean, that's why we got into it to begin with, playing music, right?
Yes.
It's because
absolutely.
we liked it that way, right? So now the touring band lineup has been announced, but possibly you guys can tell my listeners who is doing what and how you guys went about choosing these guys.
They're the same guys as on the album. So it's Björn Höglund on drums,
Yes.
Nalle
Yes.
Paulsson on bass. Both of them phenomenal. That's why they ended up on the album. Zinny knew them, and he wanted the best of the best, and that's who we got. And then Chris Laney came in later during the recording and added some things. And of course, he was a huge Shotgun Messiah fan, so he knows the songs inside and out. And he's doing keyboards and rhythm guitar.
Cool.
Backing vocals, obviously. But
yeah. So now, with that said, how much touring plans are there?
Well, as much as we can,
Awesome.
I would say we have dates lined up for the fall, but it's European dates.
Yeah,
we will release them later on in the summer, but then again, of course, we would love to go out and play live. We absolutely, and there has been some interest in the US. I haven't seen anything yet from what I can recall from Canada, but I've seen from US and Europe. Europe, there is the most right now.
So if anyone's listening here, they should whip out their big wallet because we got to fly all these guys over.
That's right.
They're all based in Europe. I'm the only one stateside. So
yeah. Do you get over there much, Harry, to Europe?
I haven't for a number of years now, but I'll be getting on a plane tomorrow. So we're going to start doing rehearsals for the Sweden Rock. We're doing that on the 6th, is it? June
Yes.
6th.
Yeah.
So we need to, I haven't met Zinny. This is as much as I've met Zinny for 35 years. So we'll be in the same room together finally in the next couple of days.
Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think like May or June 1990 were the last time we were in the same place.
Yep.
That's exciting.
Very.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, guys. That's amazing. Now, with this album, and it's turned out so good. And maybe it's too soon to ask, is there a possibility of doing another one?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
It's in the plans. So
it's absolutely in the plans.
Yeah. We haven't started writing together for it, but it's firmly in our plans. Like we're looking forward to another album and another one. So
that's great.
We'll be seeing you.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad to see you guys doing this and this album turning out so great.
Great.
Thank you.
So anyways, I want to thank you guys for your time today and answering all my questions, going through the album and whatnot. But is there anything we haven't touched on or anything you guys would like to mention before I let you go?
I would just like to say that we would like to come to Canada and play.
I would like
and
that.
For you Canadians, if you like some good rock and roll, try this album out. We ain't going to disappoint you. And for you, Tyson, thank you for taking the time as well.
Yeah. Have you guys ever have you been up here? Did Shotgun ever play up here?
I have not. I want to. And frankly, you guys are missing out. You should see me live.
Oh,
I'm pretty good.
I like that. Yeah, well, and I know that, but yeah, that's so bizarre. You haven't even back in the day.
Yeah, here's the opportunity. Neither Harry or I have been to Canada, so come on now. Help us out.
Well, we would love to have you here. So Canada is our demographic is so weird for live music now. And
I
everything,
think that's a worldwide thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's changed.
it's changed
it has
so much.
changed.
And it's disappointing.
Yeah.
As
It is.
as a live music fan, right? Because you want your favorite bands to be able to come up here, and hopefully it'll change. But
It's a very tough industry and has been for some time.
yeah. Okay, guys. Well, thank you again so much for your time, and I hope to see you up here, and hopefully we will
We
get
would like to come
yeah.
and say hi to that beautiful dog there behind you. I see.
Oh, there she
I'm a
is.
dog-
Oh, I didn't even
I'm a
know
dog
she was
lover,
there.
so I saw that one.
That's Megs. She's I mean, it's nice here now in Canada, so I mean, we've got nice weather, so it's about 28 degrees today, so Celsius.
Wow.
Excellent.
Yeah. So this is the time you guys would want to come up here, by the way.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah, not when it's snowing. And you guys know about that, so
We know all about that.
yeah.
We
You
know
guys
all about snow.
that very well, so I don't have to tell you. All right, guys. Well, have a great day, and we'll talk to you again. Thank
The
you.
very same to you. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Tyson.
guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.